Good evening, parents and future Trojans. We would like to open our evening in the same manner we start every school day, with the national anthem and prayer. Let me draw your attention to Miss Juju Foley and students from our music program who will lead us in the anthem, sung by Abigail Iyake-Pulor. Immediately following, Liz Cardoso, one of our chaplains, will lead us in prayer. Please stand.
Let us begin with a sign of our faith. In the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Father of all mercies, we ask that you would bless these young adults and learners as they venture into the new beginnings and choices with your infinite love and mercy, granting them strength to learn, concentrate, and act appropriately towards their parents, teachers, and fellow students. We also ask that you would watch over them at home and at school, and grant them proper direction so that they may learn of your wonderful virtues. Loving God, each day as they step further into their futures, give them the courage, knowledge, and patience that they need. Remind them that you are always journey with them and that you will never lead them to anything that you wouldn't lead them through. We ask this in your name of your Son, Jesus Christ. St. Joseph and St. Basil, pray for us. In the name of the Father, and the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
Please allow me to extend a very warm welcome to everyone here tonight. My name is Michelle Asselstine, and I'm a guidance counselor here at Michael Power St. Joseph. Let me be the first of many who will want to thank you for taking the time and making the effort to join us this evening to learn more about our school. We are hoping tonight to give you a little snapshot of the distinct community that is Michael Power St. Joseph High School. To parents and guardians, I would like to say that your presence here tonight speaks clearly of your active interest and involvement in your sons' and daughters' futures. You are, after all, your child's first teacher. As educators, I cannot stress enough how highly we value your support and involvement. To the potential students who join us here tonight, having formerly been an English teacher, I cannot resist the opportunity to take advantage of having you as a captive audience and to bring a taste of the English classroom to you. The place you are right now in your life brings to mind a poem by Robert Frost, one you may be familiar with, The Road Not Taken. Frost creates the image of two roads that diverge in a yellow wood. The speaker in the poem has come to the forks of a road and stands gazing down the two paths which beckon him, wondering which path he should travel. It is clear he wishes it were possible to explore both, but life often forces choices, and decisions must be made. The roads represent the choices every individual faces in his or her life, the choice of a career, or for you here tonight, the choice of high school. The speaker in the poem is sorry he cannot travel both roads and has to choose one. The poem ends with, "Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference." In such moments, a pivotal decision is made, an opportunity is embraced, or a commitment is given. We inevitably start down a road that unfolds into the future. Sometimes we don't recognize the impact of our decisions, but it seems only in retrospect that we can identify the profound effect a particular person had on us, that we see the value of a personal goal we committed to, or the significance of a challenge we met rather than backed away from. These become defining moments in our lives. The decision you are making could become one of those pivotal and defining moments in your life. An exciting new world will open up to you in your 4 years of high school, with many more choices and decisions to be made. But rest assured, those years will be shaped not only by you, but by the friends, teachers, mentors, coaches, and counselors you encounter, and by the activities you undertake. Many rich and diverse experiences lay in your future, a future shaped by your impact on Michael Power St. Joseph and its impact on you. I will leave you with one last thought, from Frost to Dr. Seuss, and his words of wisdom in his book, "Oh Baby, the Places You'll Go." And will you succeed? Yes, you will, 99.9% guaranteed. And when things start to happen, don't worry, don't stew, just go right along. You'll start happening too. You have brains in your head, you have feet in your shoes. You can steer yourself in any direction you choose. To that end, I would like to introduce our principal, whose sizable shoes have brought him to the Michael Power St. Joseph community. His career in education spans 40 years, during which time he has shared his gifts and talents with students in the Peel Board, the Toronto Catholic Board, and at St. Michael's College School. There are many individuals who play a role in shaping a school from classrooms, lockers, and hallways into a vibrant community of learning, none as crucial as the principal, who with his team shapes the vision that informs all of our endeavors. At this time, I would like to introduce our principal, Mr. Joe Brisbois.
Thank you, Ms. Asselstine. Good evening, everyone. Don't the bride and groom look beautiful? Oh, no, sorry, I guess I got the wrong file here. That's why you should wear glasses when you're picking out files. Had a number of weddings lately, and I just happened to get the wrong file. But no, on a serious note. Good evening, everyone. It is so nice to see such a large group of parents giving us time this evening in the very important journey in educating your children in the future. Tonight we welcome you to our school. We welcome you to visit our school, to enjoy our school, and certainly to check it out. Such an event allows you to get a feel for what a school is really all about. And that's critical, that you get a good feel for what a school is about. Because as we look to the future for the young men and women that are going to be part of this school community, they will be entrusted in our care for 4 years. So I think a good acid test is to look at what you see around you this evening. Certainly you had an opportunity as you came in probably to experience some music and some welcoming individuals. That's part of daily life here at Michael Power St. Joseph's. We are a very strong community, and I use that word community because it really is what we're all about. Within community, it's the operation on a day-to-day basis where every member of this community works together to ensure the phenomenal education that we offer. And the role does not really determine the significance of the person. The presence of the person determines the significance of everyone in this school community. And we look forward to that challenge in 2018 of a new group coming in to our school to enrich our community with their gifts and talents, but also to be developed as young leaders for tomorrow. And we all know that leadership is certainly a critical part of what takes place on a day-to-day basis, here at school, beyond school at home, but also out in the larger world. Now, the staff, the students here were validated last year. We had a review that occurs every 5 years or so. It's where outsiders come into our building and they observe what takes place in the school. And so when the whole process was done, we get some feedback. And it really didn't surprise me, the feedback. I think what surprised me was the number of people that said the same thing, that the kids were happy, they were having a good time with doing their schoolwork and the other things within the school, and also the staff that provide that education and the extras over a course of a day, over the course of the school year, were happy as well. So what else can you ask for when you've got children leaving an elementary school where they've been at the top, grade 8, and now coming in grade 9 into a new environment? But that transition this year was seamless. I had the opportunity to go up to the camp where a great number of the kids were for the start up to the year. A lot of energy, a lot of enthusiasm, and that's manifesting itself this year in the day-to-day operations within the classroom and beyond. So when we look at a school and we look at its programs, ultimately there has to be a comfort zone within the family. And I think what you need to look at if you're here to consider Michael Power St. Joseph's in a serious manner are 4 things. First of all, the academics. You probably have read through literature that talks about our extended French or IB program, just to name a few programs. But this year, at the beginning of the year, we had an opportunity to celebrate excellence. In over 50% of the student body here at Michael Power St. Joseph's is on the honor roll. That's a significant accomplishment. So I think the academic front speaks for itself. So if you're a student here at Michael Power, you're going to be well set for the journey academically down the road. But equally important is the spiritual dimension that a good, strong Catholic high school can bring. Because the values and the learning that come with that are going to be significant in your development here at Michael Power St. Joseph's, but beyond here in your own communities, your extended communities, and the world at large. And that spirituality is a critical thing. So we start our every day with prayer, as we did this evening. We start all our activities with prayer. But we also have a number of activities that occur over the year, from liturgies for grade 9s, 10s, 11s, and 12s. We also have retreats. We have masses. So there are a number of things where we as a community can come together and to celebrate our common faith. But equally important is the day-to-day living of that faith in the context of what we do and looking for the message of Jesus in what we do on a day-to-day basis. We know he's here with us as we operate on a day-to-day basis, and that's very significant as we look to the future of the youth that are here within this school. Okay, also we look at what I'd call the activity base, and that's the physical activity base. We have a number of teams, we have a number of intramurals, like the list is endless. And if you were looking out in the forum earlier, I think the drive is alive towards 500, and that would be 500 TDC AA championships. That's a very significant accomplishment in both girls and boys sports. And, if someone is not at the varsity level and has an interest in sport, we have a number of other things that take place as well, too. And, that's a good opportunity for people to interact and to set them up for their journey beyond here as well, because of associations they've made with those that have been part of activities or teams that they've been involved with. And then the final thing in that development would be the social development. Last year we decided that, it might be worthwhile to try and get some idea of how many activities we really have here in the school. I don't know whether we have a true handle on it, but, I know it's somewhere in the area of 60 plus and growing. There isn't a week that goes by where I don't get one or two groups of students coming to see me, asking if we can put a club in place to meet some of the interests that those individuals bring to the school. And I'm a firm believer that through the years that I've been doing this, which was alluded to earlier, healthy body, healthy mind, healthy spirit, they all go together to ensure the adequate development of the individuals that we're entrusted to care for. And we care for them in a manner that we'd care for our own children. They're very important to us, and the responsibility that is provided to us, we take with great sincerity and make sure that we deliver on the capabilities that, would be beneficial for your students, or for our students, but for your children. Okay, so as I'm going to move to a close here, because I think it's more important that you get around the school, I would ask you to go around the school, take a look at all the wonderful things that are set up, but ask questions as well too. There are a number of students out there that would be delighted to help you with any questions that you might have. And they're going to give you the real goods on the place as to what they see and what they feel. And I'm not afraid to give them that responsibility, because I wander around the building a lot, and I see the joy and the happiness of the community, and that makes all of us feel good, because, education is an important time in the development of young men and women. So I thank you for your presence tonight. I wish you all the best with the selection process, and I think you should give Michael Power St. Joseph's Catholic High School a strong look at, because it is a school that makes a difference, and that's important, to make that difference in your children's lives as we look to their development for the future. So thank you very much, and have a great evening.
Thank you, Mr. Brisbois. And now we would like to give you the opportunity to hear students' perspectives on the Michael Power St. Joseph experience. Rosie Jaffrey, Alvin Stanislaus, Patricia Stadnick, and Sebastian Tampu, students who exemplify goodness, discipline, and knowledge, the values you see all around us, will address you.
Good evening, parents, guardians, and prospective students, and welcome to Michael Power St. Joseph High School. My name is Rosie Jaffrey, and I'm a member of Student Council.
I'm Alvin Stanislaus, and I'm the communications representative.
I'm Sebastian Tampu, and I am the grade 12 representative.
My name is Patricia Stadnick, and I'm the extended French representative.
When we sat down to prepare our comments for today's discussion, we were reminded of our own feelings as we sat right where you are sitting tonight. We felt a little fearful, a little overwhelmed, but hugely excited for our future, a future we were sure would start with Michael Power St. Joseph High School. It's our privilege to speak to you tonight about what the school is and what it can mean for each of you. The beating heart of our school is our forum. It's the wide open space that you may have entered when you walked into the school. Not only is it the physical center of our school, it's also where you'll meet your first friends, see your first smile every morning, and maybe, just maybe, try your first delicious calf cookie. It's also where, if you look up, way up, you'll see the mottos of our founding orders, the Basilian Fathers and the Sisters of St. Joseph, who founded Power over 60 years ago. The forum isn't just a social space, but a sacred one. It helps us remember who we are, by reminding us where we've been together. To speak a little bit more about Power's traditions, I'd like to ask Alvin to speak about student life here at MPSJ.
Thanks, Rosie. Where to begin? If you told my grade 9 self that I'd be standing here representing members of my student body, I wouldn't have believed you, because I came here not knowing anyone. The main difference between who I was then and who I am now is my involvement in the various clubs and teams at the school that helped me in overcoming this minor setback. My change was rooted in one of our school's many mottos: no deposit, no return, which means what you give is what you get. The school offers nearly 100 clubs and counting, ranging from peer ministry to Me to We to robotics to the fitness club, most of which you can discover for yourselves this evening in the cafeteria with the representatives of these various clubs who volunteered to be here tonight. One club that I can personally speak to is the Student Administrative Council, which the three of us represent. Being able to witness firsthand the inner workings of the school gave us the opportunity to reflect the ideas of our peers to the teachers and ensure that their voice is heard. In taking parts in clubs such as SAC and getting involved in the school community in general, we were able to give back to the students who come after us, after having received such a warm welcome from the alumni who came before us. Aside from the numerous clubs and committees at the school, another aspect of the welcoming traditions at the school that I can speak to as a part of the student council are the various events that we host at the school. This past month, we began our 60th anniversary celebrations with our annual Thursday Night Lights football game that drew 700 spectators to an already celebrated tradition. For those of you who have an interest in the arts, we host a hugely successful talent show each year, bringing the many talents of our students into the spotlight. And we cannot forget about the junior semi-formal, a night known to be highly anticipated and always thoroughly enjoyed. But our school would not be home to scholars and champions without our academics, to which Sebastian will speak to.
Thanks, Alvin. Coming here as an immigrant with two Eastern European parents trained as engineers, it's fair to say that academics has always been a major focus for my family. That being the case, when we looked around for high schools for me to attend, MPSJ was only the ever option. Home to the IB program, MPSJ offers a level of enrichment to students looking for an academic challenge. As well, we offer the extended French program for all those who want to develop their skills in French beyond the normal. As they say, avoir une autre langue, c'est posséder une deuxième âme, or to have another language is to possess a second soul. Now, our school doesn't just cater to students in these programs. The dedicated and patient teachers here offer a variety of interesting courses to help students of all learning levels and approaches to reach their highest potential. I can speak from experience when I tell you that I have never been turned away from asking for extra help or clarification on assignments, except when I wait in their parking lot spaces in the morning, but that's different. But as Alvin mentioned, a full student life requires a balance. I found that in addition to working hard in class, some of my most rewarding experiences here at MPSJ have come on the soccer field. We're not called the home of scholars and champions for nothing. Our school is known far and wide for its athletic achievements. Currently, as Mr. Brisbois mentioned, we are engaged in the drive for 500. That's right, 500 TDC AA championship banners. We're nearly there with only 12 more to go. And for all we know, it might just be your son or daughter next year who reaches that milestone for power. For those feeling a bit less competitive or who don't have that time or commitment to sports, we do offer soccer intramurals as well as basketball intramurals. This school has it all. Now I will hand it off to Patricia so she could talk a bit about our very special extended French program.
For those of you who don't speak French, my name is Patricia and I'm representing the Extended French program. Bonsoir, chers parents et futurs élèves de Michael Power St. Joseph. Je m'appelle Patricia et je suis une élève de cette école dans le programme de français intensif. Je voudrais vous encourager de venir aussi à Michael Power. Être bilingue est un avantage extrême, surtout savoir parler français au Canada. Le français nous ouvre les portes vers notre avenir. Avec les enseignants fantastiques ici à Michael Power, vous allez sûrement réussir. Selon les statistiques, les personnes bilingues sont aussi des meilleurs recruteurs et des individus qui se connectent plus facilement avec les autres. Le français intensif ici à Power est vraiment merveilleux. C'est une opportunité d'améliorer notre français, de faire des nouveaux amis et d'apprendre dans une communauté des gens gentils et aimables. Si vous allez finir le cours, vous allez aussi recevoir le certificat du français intensif avec spécialisation. Alors, faites partie de notre programme de français. On vous attend.
Along with many other programs in this school, we also have a program called Specialist High Skills Major, or as we call it here, SHISM. It's a very amazing program. I am in grade 12 currently, and I represent it tonight. The SHISM program, or Specialist High Skills Major, offers two main paths in the school. We have health and wellness, and we have sports. And in this program, we take very many trips, and we have a lot of certifications that you can add on to a resume to make it stand out. You have so much experience when you end, and when you graduate, you also get a red seal on your diploma that is now widely recognized in between many universities. This program gives you the chance to meet a lot of new people. It gives you the chance to make a lot of new connections, and definitely to make some pretty cool friends that you actually thought you'd never meet. So, thank you.
As you've heard, we're currently in the midst of our 60th anniversary. For 60 years of goodness, discipline, and knowledge, the love of Christ has gathered us into one. The mottos of our two founding orders continue to guide us into the future. The next 60 years start with you. What will they look like? Join us and find out. Thank you for visiting tonight. Hopefully, you've decided to stay. We look forward to seeing all of you next year as the graduating class of 2022. Enjoy the evening.
Thank you, Rosie, Alvin, Sebastian, Patricia, and Amelia. I would like to introduce you now to our three vice principals, Ms. Sheila Gilkinson, Ms. Rosemary Rossetti, and Ms. Christina Frate. Ms. Rossetti has the unenviable task tonight of explaining the process of admissions into Michael Power St. Joseph.
Good evening. It's my great honor to speak to you about the admission process at Michael Power St. Joseph High School. Tonight is about discernment for you. We welcome you to our home away from home. For us, the 60 staff members and almost 400 students who are here volunteering tonight, it is about celebration of what goes on here on a regular basis. Take a look, talk to people you meet, see if this is the place for you. Then, tomorrow, all of the information that I am about to give to you will be posted on our website, which is listed in the booklet you got at the back, www.mpsj.ca. It will be posted along with all the TCDSB timelines for submission of application. The information is also posted on the TCDSB website. We want to ensure that the process is as simple as possible for you and that you protect your right to a placement in your home school. So we are concerned for you as you go through this process. If you are in a TCDSB school, your grade 8 teachers will direct you to your home school. They will help you fill out the secondary school application form. All application forms are due to the TCDSB admissions by November 6th, 2017. If Michael Power St. Joseph High School is your home school, you will be offered a placement here as long as you select it as your first choice. Students who select other schools as their first choice will forfeit their place at our school. We are an oversubscribed school, and there are more applicants than there are places. You need to know this because if you don't get into the other school, and this is your home school, you will be redirected to schools where spaces are available. Other schools in TCDSB, if Michael Power St. Joseph High School is not your home school, save your place at your home school by putting it first on your application. Students from outside our catchment area who select Michael Power St. Joseph High School as their first choice on the application form are not guaranteed a spot at the school. Decisions are based on proximity to the school. Students in TCDSB who have a sibling, brother or sister, at Michael Power St. Joseph High School, and if that sibling is currently in grade 9 to 11, you will be offered a place to the school. Make sure to indicate this on your application form. Acceptance to the IB program will be based on the application process as will be outlined by the IB coordinator in the next session. Students from associate schools who wish to apply to other specialty programs in TCDSB should save their place and then apply to all the specialty programs they would like to apply to. Students applying to the IB program from other TCDSB should also save their place. Letters of acceptance will be sent for IB students on Monday, January 8th to all students. If you are outside of TCDSB, it's a different process. All students who do not attend a TCDSB elementary school must fill out a secondary school waiting list application form. They call it a waiting list application form. It's really just a form for anyone who's not in TCDSB. The form will be available on our website tomorrow, along with all the other admission information. It will also be posted on the TCDSB website in the first week of November. Waiting list application should be filled out, signed, and returned directly to the TCDSB. The Admissions and Placement Department at the board will place all interested applicants on our waiting list. Students from outside the TCDSB may only apply to one school. Decisions of acceptance to the regular program will be based on proximity to school. Students who live in Toronto and have a sibling at Michael Power St. Joseph High School will be accepted into the school. This rule does not apply to students who do not live in Toronto. In addition to the waiting list application, students who wish to apply to the IB program must go through the application process as set out by the IB coordinator, and that will be discussed in the next session. Acceptance to the IB program will be based on the application process. Students will be notified of acceptance, just like all the TCDSB students, by January 8th. It's our hope that as you take a look around the school, you experience what our students and staff feel about Michael Power St. Joseph High School. It's an amazing place where a lot is happening every day, and we watch the students grow before our eyes. So take a look and enjoy. Thank you.
Finally, we open our school to you tonight in the hopes that all of the information that you need to make this important decision will be available to you. For the remainder of your visit, please exit through the doors at the rear or the front of the auditorium, where you will be met by student ambassadors who will lead you through the school to various curriculum areas where teachers and students have prepared presentations for you. Please stay with your student ambassadors. As well, in the cafeteria is a club fair, which showcases the many clubs and activities taking place here at Michael Power. Finally, Ms. Claudia Grillo, our IB coordinator, will host an information session on the IB program here in the auditorium at 7:15 if you would like to attend. As a final thought, I will share with you a reflection. The road to success is not straight. There is a curve called failure, a loop called confusion, speed bumps called friends, red lights called enemies, and precaution lights called family. You will have flats called fatigue, but if you have a spare called determination, and an engine called perseverance, and insurance called faith, you will make it to a place of success. To the young people here tonight, we hope the years ahead in the school you choose offer you a multitude of opportunities to experience fully, participate actively, and reach enthusiastically in the fulfillment of your dreams and potential. Thank you for your time and your attention, and please enjoy the rest of your evening at Michael Power St. Joseph. They should play it. They should play it. Let's play it. Yeah. They play it. Yes. I even went master. When do you want me to say the video? Yeah, write it down.